What is up, YouTube? It's Stick and Sco, and I'm back at it today with another daily race. Y'all come race with me, man. If y'all like this video, leave a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the post notification bell so you can see the latest videos that I drop as soon as I drop them. And comment down below what you guys think of this race. Make sure you guys follow me on TikTok at Stick and Sco, where I go live daily and I do videos of daily races. I do videos of time trials. I basically just anything Gran Turismo 7 related. That's what I do on my lives, man. So now that we got everything out of the way, let's get to the banger, man. Let's go. What is good, YouTube? It is Daily Race C at the Circuit Day Spa. Today I'm going to be using the Mustang Group 3. And I think we qualified 5th. I lowered my driver rating down to D due to losing a couple of daily races. I was in C, but that's alright. So I'm going to be doing basically a voiceover over this race. I kind of clipped this one. The race started off really well. Ended up well, actually, but the ending is absolutely absurd. And sort of made a few mistakes in this race. But maybe you can use this to learn from, or maybe you can just watch this for pure entertainment. But I will say the Mustang in this race, my first time ever using it, very strong contender. I enjoy the power band, and I enjoy the way you can kind of push through turns. Sort of just starting off with the race hard tires. My plan is pit at the end of round 5, swap over to the racing soft tires, and finish off the race with a decent amount of grip with the racing soft tires. So first couple of laps I ended up pretty much staying in 5th place, I believe. I guess what I like about this car for this track is the gearing, the gear ratios. But one thing that I didn't take into consideration is when I was doing my qualifying laps, I was on the racing soft tires. So whenever I went into the actual race, I was on the hard tires, and you have to set your, you have to slow down a lot sooner, and you can't accelerate as hard out of the apex, and that's kind of where I started slipping up on this first lap. But it took a couple, I'd say 1 or 2 laps for me to adjust to the racing hard tires. Just trying along 5th place. I went down a position, but I am on the Porsche 911's tail for majority of this first couple of laps. And I will say that however you say that guy's last name, the Brazilian in P5 is an excellent driver. I mean, he's doing his absolute best, and you'll see as a result towards the end of the race why he's a heavy contestant in this race. But that car that y'all seen a few minutes ago, I'm guessing the guy was AFK. I don't really understand what was going on with that, or why he didn't get disqualified, but that car just sits there for about 3 laps, and it's sort of distracting in a way. But I sort of pick up on, like, oh, he's just AFK. He'll kind of ghost his way, and I'll kind of like drive straight through him, so I didn't have to worry about him. But the first couple of laps threw me off because I wasn't expecting there to be a car just parked in the middle of the track. It's kind of funny. But me and P5 are definitely battling. The 911 seems to be a pretty good contender in this race as well. you guys know me. I don't like using the meta cars. I don't even know what the meta for this is. Everybody's been saying the Lexus is a really good car, but I haven't used that at all. I've been seeing a lot of people use the Lexus and the 911 as well as the um, 458 Italia. So I was definitely holding my pace with P5, and I mean there were certain times where I felt like I could overlap them, like right here. But then I said, no, I don't have it. I don't want to risk it. Let me play the long game, and I sort of just backed my way off and tried keeping in the slipstream to stay on them. So I am still using controller. My next step in the sim racing journey is to absolutely acquire and purchase a racing sim setup, either a wheel or the pedals and the wheel, the whole rig. Comment down below if y'all have any recommendations for a starting steering wheel. I know a lot of people are gonna say like the Logitech G29, and I don't want to knock it because I've never used it, but I mean that thing came out almost 20 years ago, and I don't want to buy that setup. So anything but the Logitech G29. If y'all can recommend something else, I'm leaning more towards like the Thrustmaster TGT2, I believe it is, or the T598, which is like their entryway into direct drive, like a budget direct drive wheel. I notice now that on Gran Turismo there's actually options to use um the 985, whatever, the 598 Thrustmaster wheel, which is awesome because at first Gran Turismo did not have that option. You had to basically go off the TGT2 or something like that. But I did overtake P4, or the Brazilian in front of me, but he sort of gained speed somehow and took off past me. I will say this is an epic race though. I mean, I was doing absolutely everything I could, and I mean, I feel like this was probably one of my best races I've had, and the results of me just continuing to play and more repetitions that I'm getting makes me a better driver. I don't think I'm in the A category or A plus category yet, but I think once I acquire and purchase a wheel and sim rig setup, I will do a lot better. I'll have a better feel for the car. Some say it doesn't make you faster; it just makes it more realistic. But I really think that if I had a true sim setup, I would be much faster. It's almost like you're actually driving the car, obviously. But once I do purchase one, I will make a video about it, the unboxing and everything of it. So, very shortly, be tuned for that video coming up soon. Yeah, and that guy, it's lap 3 and the guy's still in the race. I don't see why they haven't disqualified him. So, he had a bit of contact up front, holding position 4. The Brazilian in front has advanced to P3, and he is absolutely driving this car. Doing a great job. Much respect. I want to say he's kind of in the same category as me. He's probably a driver rating C player, racer, and sort of dropped down because of, either people can't drive and somebody crashed into him or something like that. That's just typically how it goes in the lower driver ratings. You get a couple penalties, next thing you know, you're in a whole class below you. Guys, if you like what you see so far, leave a like down below. For me using a controller, I'd say I'm doing pretty dang good. Went a little wide on this turn here. And I like, back to the Mustang, I like how I can stay in fourth gear throughout that whole line, that whole straightaway, and I don't have to shift up again. Whereas some other cars, you'd have to shift twice in that amount of span, and it would just take more time for you to downshift. But with this Mustang, the power band and the gear ratios are so long that you can kind of stay in gears for a longer time, which I prefer in a car. Some people don't prefer that in a car. Some people like shifting, like whom, whum, 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 whum. I don't like that. I want to just stay in a gear and not have to shift as much. So I think I might start using the Mustang a lot more, especially on this course. I do enjoy this car on this track. I'm just I haven't been playing the game very long, so I'm still trying to find out what cars I like and what cars I don't like. Okay, so let's talk about what just happened right here. So my plan, forgive the recording in the background. I didn't have my controller muted when I was making this video, but I was supposed to pit at the end of lap 5. I was not paying attention. I was so in the heat of the race that I knew in my mind I was supposed to pit at the end of lap 5. But for some reason, I thought it was lap 5, and I went and pitted at the end of lap 4, which is, in theory, is a mistake because it's going to cost me at the end of the race where I lose absolutely 100% of the grip of my tires. Um, yeah, it was not a good move. It was honestly an amateur mistake, but things happen, and let's see how the end of the race turns out. So out of the pit, I am in position 8. I was in position 4. So much more grip with going from racing hard tires to racing soft. And honestly, I think we should talk about that for a second. I don't understand why. Okay, there's two things about this weekly race that I don't understand. So, number one is racing hard transitioning into racing soft, and it's mandatory that you use both. I don't understand why it's racing hard to racing soft and not racing medium to racing soft or racing hard to racing medium. It's kind of like a huge gap in a totally different way you have to drive your car. So that's kind of odd why they did that. I know it's definitely a challenge for sure, but it's not normal. Like it just doesn't make any freaking sense. And also the second part of what I don't like about this weekly race is if you qualify ninth or below, I believe you have to qualify ninth or above. Or if you don't, anything ninth and below, you start off in the middle of the first chicane, which is absolutely insane. Like why would they make that a thing and not just start off on the straight? Everybody starts off on the straight. It's sort of odd. Like right here, if you're ninth or below, you start off right here. You have to come around this entire thing and then you can go. So everybody above ninth place is already halfway down the thing while you're still coming around the corner. It makes zero sense. Man, this is absolutely insane. I can't believe that. Just watching this video back, I can't believe that I pitted at the wrong time. But I am gaining speed, and I'm back in sixth position, which is very helpful. So I'm slowly gaining on position five here, who also has a 1.5 second penalty. He's in the 4.58, and honestly, in this turn here, I noticed that he was kind of going sideways, didn't have much grip left on his tires. He probably hasn't pitted yet, and instead of me trying to pass him here, where he ultimately makes this awful like unsportsmanlike mistake and drives me completely off the road, I should have just let him go and get through these couple of turns here and let him serve his penalty, then passed him. But at the time, I was thinking I already messed up by going into the pit too early. I made that mistake, so let me just gain as much speed and as much time as I can, which ultimately this kind of hindered me. Um, but it is what it is. I had the right mindset, just didn't execute it the proper way. I had a freaking sour uh, opponent in front of me who felt the need to drive me off the road. And we all deal with that at the lower driver ratings. It's almost diabolical. So we are back in position five where we started off, and I told myself if I stay in position five or anything higher, I'm happy with it. So I think we're trucking along quite nicely. But as you notice, we have 3 laps left, and I'm almost halfway done with these tires already, which is you'll start to see it definitely plays a toll at the end of the race, which matters the most. So I am definitely gaining on position four, and with him coming out of the pit, it was almost a perfect timing because that's who I wanted to be my opponent. Ultimately, the whole race. I mean, I love the way he was driving, and it gave me, it made me want to do better. So shout out to the Brazilian man who's in the 911. If you ever see this video, brother, you are a great driver, dude. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass up this guy for sure, and try and catch up as much as I can to this dude. And it's pretty much been a battle between him and I the whole race. So I tried taking it inside. I had to slow down because I was going to hit him or hit the side of his car. And he continues to advance into P3, coming around the last chicane of the race, or the first chicane. I guess it'd be the last turn. And, we're continuing along. Lap 7, going into lap 8. Still behind, but I have advanced into P4 instead of P5. And I'm definitely starting to notice my tires have lost a lot of grip as far as the way I can drive my car. I can't push it as hard around corners. The racing softs do help, but once they get about halfway, that's when you start noticing the loss of grip. Like on this turn here, I have to going up the hill. I have to downshift basically to slow myself down. so I don't run off the track and get a penalty. So I kind of felt like at this point I was trying to play defense with the guy behind me because he had about a second gap between him and I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to get in my position that I'm in now. So I was still trying to push as much as I could towards position 3 and get a podium, but at the same time I didn't want to lose my position pushing too hard. So I was mainly focused on the guy behind me. Just doing everything I can to keep the pace. This was probably one of the toughest races I put myself in because ultimately, if I would have if I would have pitted at the end of lap 5, I truly believe I'd be in position 2 or 3, maybe even first. Um, because I mean the guy in first is only a 7 second lead. It's not really that. It's not really that far ahead. I mean you can clearly see the car still in front of us, but I definitely noticed that so that guy was in ninth position. That didn't really matter. Um, but I definitely noticed that I started, getting a pretty good gap between me and position 5. So now my focus is solely on gaining speed on position 3, the guy in the 911. Yeah, and so the guy in position 3 advanced the 911 because of I don't know what happened right there. I think there was some contact possibly, and the guy kind of or he didn't brake, and he drove himself off the road or got hit off the road. But that definitely gave me some confidence to want to advance. So it put myself in position 3 for sure. And now it's just back to doing everything I can and trying to play defense but keeping the pace at the same time. The guy in the Huracan has been in position 3 or 2 all race, so he knows how to drive for sure. My only hindrance right at this point is my tires. So I tried staying in the middle and you know holding my position as much as I could, and he tried powering through and lost control. So I continued to. It worked out. It was a good strategy. And as you can see, my tires have definitely played a toll in this race. Um, so it's really hurting me at this point. I think this is my favorite turn in the whole race right here. Is the one I just went through. It's like you don't have to slow down hardly. You just got to accelerate through it. And this one's really tricky because if you don't slow down after you make your car straight again, you're gonna definitely either wipe out or go into the sand. So I noticed a little gap between me and position 4, so now it's time to just push as hard as I can to position 2. And as you see, the guy at the 911 that was ahead of me the whole race, he's now in position 1. So the dude knows how to drive, man. I mean, he's killing it. He had a perfect strategy. I mean, he pitted at the right time. He just did everything perfect. He deserved the win. And you can definitely notice that my tires are gone. I can't even slow down anymore or turn. And it only gets worse from here. So now position 3, I have a podium currently. Final lap of the race. I'm trying to push as absolutely hard as I can with the little bit amount of tires I have. It's just a recipe for disaster coming. So I got about a 2.5 second gap between me and position 4, which is decent. I mean, it's enough to win a race for sure. But with as much as that I have to slow down now, it's almost like he's catching up. He's already a second behind me at this point. It's such a heartbreaking thing to see, man, because this is one of my best races I've had. I just made a silly mistake, dude, and it cost me. It's costing me a lot of speed at the end. And the Huracan takes position 4, but he does have a half-second penalty. So let's see what happens. Doing everything in my capabilities of driving on this game to hold it between the lines. Unfortunately, I got the half-second penalty as well. So that serves me no purpose in catching up. So now at this point, I know in my mind that I have to seal position 4 or position 5. Will be pushing hard to get that. So at that moment, my eyes lit up because I thought he was wiping out. Unfortunately, he did not. Good for him, and he continued to truck along. At this point, dude, I'm so mad at myself. I can't even focus. I have no grip. I'm mad. So I'm just trying to do everything I can to keep the car moving forward along the track without getting any more penalties because we're coming over the last chicane with zero grip. Um, yeah, so that is the best way to absolutely lose a podium in Gran Turismo. That just shows how important pit strategy is, and that it shows how important tire wear is when tire wear is a factor in a race. But I mean, that it's just one of those things, man, where you're doing everything you can. Next thing you know, you make a mistake, and it costs you in the long run. But I will say I had a great time doing this race. The Brazilian that won, that came in first, great job, man. I mean, you did your thing. Um, I didn't get the podium, but I finished a position ahead of where I qualified, so I can't be mad at it, man. But shout out to position 1, and shout out to the guy that took the podium from me, man. That was awesome. I had a great time. And if you guys like what you see, comment down below, man. Let me know what y'all think about this race. Leave a thumbs up, like the video, man. Make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell for future videos. And guys, make sure you check out my TikTok. It's the same handle, Stick and Go, where I go live daily and do daily races, time trials, just anything Gran Turismo related. I'm on it, man. So that's mainly where I do most of my content is on TikTok Live, and then when I have a good clip of a video, I'll post it on YouTube, and sometimes I'll even post the bad stuff like this race. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Be sure to tune in for the next one, man. It's Stick and Go, and I'm out.